In the world we live in, hate and racism can be spread around like wildfire. It's like a disease that infects your body and can be passed around. Martin Luther King and millions more faced this, along with other socioeconomic struggles that millions of African Americans faced in the 1960s. My name is Alyssa Howard, and I would like to analyze and discuss Martin Luther King's final speech today. To begin, according to the anti-hate group ADL, racism can be defined as the belief that a particular race is superior or inferior to another, that a person's social and moral traits are predetermined by his or her inborn biological characteristics. This, unfortunately, was and still is a common issue many people face in society today. Martin Luther King's speech opened many doors for open discussions on social issues that may be uncomfortable for some. Martin Luther King gathered his audience in Memphis, Tennessee to discuss this openly and encourage millions of Americans to come together and unite as one. Moving forward, these components stood out to me in his speech. Martin Luther King used common themes to win over the audience. He excited the audience with common words. For example, he used unity, hope, togetherness, and determination. They were used at appropriate times to engage the audience and encourage togetherness. Given the time era, this was important for the audience to hear. Martin Luther King's timing helped give validation to his speech. For example, in the speech opening, he broke the ice with the audience by getting them to laugh. He continued on using appropriate moments of space, which gave the audience time to listen and react to his points. This created a dramatic effect, and I could hear it throughout the audience's reaction throughout the speech. Martin Luther King seemed trustworthy. He seemed to be genuine and was able to establish that trust through storytelling, which connected him and the audience. Examples he provided were relatable so the audience could understand his point of view. Author Stephen R. Covey discussed to substantially increase the likelihood of them doing what it is that you want them to do, you have to make them feel something first. And Martin Luther King Jr. did just that in his speech. He spoke clearly throughout the entire speech. It flowed naturally and felt as if he was having a conversation with the audience and not performing and giving a speech. He did not use slang or jargon and seemed to carry himself in a professional manner. This was appropriate for the audience, and I think it helped express his points easier because his points are and were concise and understandable. Martin Luther King also discussed violations of basic human rights in the United States, but did not encourage violence, which ties back into the promotion of unity, and in my opinion, this tied his speech together. I've discussed main points that made Martin Luther King's speech memorable. His speaking skills shine throughout his speech. I think he carried himself well and was successfully able to get this point across because he totally understood the problems communities were facing at that given time era. Although evil still exists in this world, society can take MLK's powerful words and into consideration and do better. Thank you.